Okay, so this is our forcible entry prop. We're fortunate enough to have a neighboring apartment let us come and use theirs since we don't have one of our own. When you walk up to forcible entry, you're going to look at the actual construction of the door. Is it a wood frame door? Is it a wood door? Is it a metal frame door? Is it a metal door? If it's wood, is it hollow core? Is it solid? All those are going to affect the way you actually force entry into it. If you come up to a door and you actually see the hinges on the outside, you guys remember what that means? It swings towards you. With another good sign is the door is flush with the jamb. It means it's going to swing towards you. If it's inset in the jamb, it's going to swing away from you, like you don't see the hinges. Some doors you can walk up to, they have the panic bar on the other side, and you usually have 4 bolt heads right here, rounded bolt heads. And you should be able to notice those. A lot of them are on the outside of commercial buildings, or a security door of some sort. Those tend to have a metal framing. This is a lot of time is concrete, so it's concrete filled, so it's reinforced. All of those are going to factor on how you're going to actually perform your forcible entry. They're also going to tell you which tools you're going to need to have. So with a solid steel door, you may end up taking a quickie saw and cutting hinges off, or cutting around a lock to get that one actually open. We're actually going to pry this one with a Halligan and a flathead. A Halligan is the optimal prying tool. You got your forks on the end here that you have a bevel side and a curved side, your shaft, your pick, and then your adze. You never use this to strike another tool. This is actually a prying tool. Use a striking tool to strike in. You have flatter edges right here that are your heads. Depending on how you're actually using the tool is how you strike it. Fun fact, it was actually made by bank robbers back in like the 40s or 50s. They were robbing banks and burning up their all the evidence, and they finally left one of these behind. A fellow named Hugh Halligan from FDNY found it, thought it was just bee's knees, since they're able to break into bank vaults with it. Made it even better, and now we use it as a standard. So the idea behind this, we're going to come in here, we can see that we have hinges on the outside. It's flush with us, so we know the door is coming to us. You'll want to get in and first thing you'll do is you'll come up and you'll shock the door. Whether you're going to take the hinges off or pry it, you'll shock in that area around the door, or around the lock, around the pins, or down on the bottom 2 hinges and up on the top one if you're going to pry the hinges out. You take the forks and you pry it after you shock them, and you start prying them out, beat it in, and you actually get to pull those out. If you've never seen one of those hinges put together on a door, they're tiny little, maybe half-inch screws. So once you shock that thing, you're making a tight screw into a wobbly hole. So it's going to be a lot easier for you to actually get your forks down into, and or whatever prying method you're using to get those to pry out of there. A lot of times they can just shear off when you hit them. If you strike hard enough with a flathead. But either way, the object behind these is to get this curved edge here to go around the frame itself. And then you would use the mechanical advantage that it gives you to actually start the pry. You're in control, whoever has the Halligan. This is a 2-man job with a Halligan. You're in control of that. You will tell your partner when to strike, when to stop. It's all on you. You're going to strike. And as you're doing that, what you're doing is you're starting at about a 45-degree angle, and then you're going to start easily bringing it in as I'm striking it. You'll feel it starting to get in there and gap. A lot of times there's a little niche right here, a notch right here with a gap here. As long as you get into that far, you can take a wedge or something, put it in there, come back and get a better bite on it, or turn it around and get a better angle on it. Depending on the angle that you use, you may not get a lot of leverage onto it, prying-wise, because you run into the way or your body's in the way or something. So like I said, you get another bite into it, and you go switch it around like that. A lot of times you can look at the lock here and tell what type of lock it is. You might be able to go through the lock, you can't pry the door. Before you go to swinging your axe and jamming your Halligan in anything, you want to try it and pry it. Always walk up, you jiggle the doorknob, see if it's locked. While you're doing that, you can look around for a Knox box, a security box somewhere. They'll have instructions on how to get into the house. The key, maybe. Obviously, check for windows that are around it. If you have like a sunlight window, that's way less damage than anything. You just bust that little window out, reach in, and unlock the door. As it is to damaging the door, damaging the frame, probably cracking that glass as you try it. Because obviously, we're for life preservation and property conservation, right? So keep that in mind when you come in. When you go to force the door, as you start to force it, you being the Halligan guy, you're going to take control of that door as soon as it opens. You don't want it to swing wide open. So what you're doing is you're introducing a lot of fresh oxygen into the fire. You're going to change the path of the fire. You're going to change the way it's operating on this side. So you'll want to control that door. So you guys get your stuff ready. You'll get your mask put on if you're not already on, and then you guys will make entry. Manpower-wise, it's good to leave somebody at the door. They can maintain